Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive deep into a very special passage from the Bible, Psalm 13. This psalm is powerful because it speaks to a universal human experience, feeling forgotten, feeling like God is distant, and wrestling with sorrow in our hearts. It's a cry from the depths, but it's also a roadmap from despair to hope. So grab your Bible if you have one, and let's explore this journey together. We begin with the first two verses, which set a scene of profound anguish. The psalmist David cries out, "How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever. How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me?" Let's break that down. David asks how long, 4 times. This repetition isn't just for effect. It's the sound of a heart breaking. It's the feeling when you're in a dark tunnel and you can't see the light at the end. He asks, "How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord?" Forever? Have you ever felt that way? Like your prayers are hitting a ceiling, like you've been completely forgotten by God. It's a deeply painful and isolating feeling. Then he asks, "How long wilt thou hide thy face from me?" In ancient culture, a king turning his face away was a sign of extreme disapproval or rejection. So for David, it feels like God is intentionally turning away, leaving him in darkness. This isn't just about God being silent. It's about feeling actively rejected. Next, he turns inward. "How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily?" This speaks to the mental battle we face in times of trial. We replay our worries. We analyze our pain. We try to figure a way out on our own. But all it does is lead to more sorrow. It's that cycle of overthinking and anxiety that feels inescapable, a daily weight on our hearts. And finally, the external pressure. "How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me?" David was a king. He had literal enemies. For us, our enemy might be a difficult situation at work, a challenging relationship, a financial struggle, or a lingering illness. It's whatever seems to be winning, whatever seems to have the upper hand in our lives, making us feel small and defeated. These first 2 verses are so important because they validate our feelings of despair. The Bible doesn't shy away from raw, honest emotion. David isn't pretending everything is fine. He is bringing his authentic, broken self before God. And that's a powerful lesson for us. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to cry out to God and ask the hard questions. Honesty is the first step toward healing. Now let's move to verses 3 and 4. Here, David shifts from complaining to petitioning. He's still in pain, but he's actively turning his cry into a prayer. He says, "Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest mine enemy say, I have prevailed against him. And those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved." Notice the change. He's no longer just asking how long. Now he's asking God to do something. Consider and hear me. It's a plea for attention, a request for God to turn his face back toward him. And then he says, "Lighten mine eyes." What a beautiful phrase. This isn't just about physical sight. It's about spiritual illumination. It's asking for hope, for clarity, for a renewed perspective. When we're in darkness, our eyes grow dim with tears and exhaustion. David is asking God to wipe away the tears and restore his vision, to give him the strength to see beyond his current circumstances. He gives 2 reasons for this request. First, lest I sleep the sleep of death. This shows the depth of his despair. He feels like he's on the brink of giving up completely. His sorrow is so heavy it feels life-threatening. He's saying, "God, if you don't intervene, I'm not sure I can go on." It's a cry for life, for survival. Second, he's concerned about God's reputation. "Lest mine enemy say, I have prevailed against him. And those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved." David knows that his victory or defeat is tied to God's honor. If he fails, it will look like his God has failed him. So he's not just praying for himself. He's praying for God's glory to be seen. He's essentially saying, "God, show them that you are my strength." Don't let them think that my weakness means you are weak. This shift from complaint to petition is crucial. It's the turning point in the psalm. When we're overwhelmed, it's easy to get stuck in the "how long" phase. But David shows us the next step, to channel that pain into specific prayer. We move from just describing the problem to asking God for a solution. We ask Him to consider and hear, to lighten our eyes. We remind ourselves and Him that His glory is at stake. And that brings us to the final breathtaking pivot in the psalm. Verses 5 and 6 are a complete change in tone. It's like the sun breaking through the clouds. After all the pain and pleading, David makes a declaration of faith. He says, "But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord, because he hath dealt bountifully with me." Where did this come from? Just a moment ago, he felt forgotten and on the verge of death. Now he's talking about trust, rejoicing, and singing. Nothing about his external circumstances has changed. His enemies are still there. The sorrow hasn't magically vanished. So what happened? What happened was an internal shift. It's a deliberate choice of faith. Look at the first word, but. This is one of the most powerful buts in the Bible. It's David drawing a line in the sand. He's saying, yes, all that pain is real, my feelings are valid, but I will not let them have the final word. He says, "I have trusted in thy mercy." The word for mercy here in Hebrew is hesed. It's a rich word that means steadfast, loyal, covenant love. It's not just a feeling of pity. It's a committed, unbreakable love. David is choosing to place his trust not in his feelings, not in his circumstances, but in the unchanging character of God. He is remembering God's track record of faithfulness. And because of that trust, his heart can now rejoice. "My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation." Notice, he doesn't say, "My heart rejoices because my problems are gone." He says his heart rejoices in God's salvation. He's looking forward, in faith, to the deliverance he knows will come. His joy is not based on what he sees, but on who he trusts. It's a future-oriented joy, a hope that is an anchor for the soul. And what is the result of this trust and this joy? Worship. "I will sing unto the Lord, because he hath dealt bountifully with me." This is amazing. He's singing before the victory has even arrived. He's thanking God in advance. He is so confident in God's goodness and faithfulness that he speaks of God's bountiful dealings in the past tense, as if they've already happened. This is the ultimate destination of our journey through despair. It starts with honest complaint, moves to heartfelt petition, and culminates in a defiant choice to trust and worship. Psalm 13 teaches us that faith isn't the absence of doubt or sorrow. Faith is choosing to trust God right in the middle of it. So what can we take away from this? First, be honest with God. Don't bottle up your pain. Pour it out to Him, just like David did. God is big enough to handle your how longs. Second, turn your complaints into prayers. Be specific. Ask God to lighten your eyes, to give you a fresh perspective and renewed hope. And third, make the choice to trust. Remember God's hesed, His steadfast love for you. Remind your heart of His past faithfulness and His promises for your future. Let your worship rise even when you're still in the valley. Choose to sing. Psalm 13 is a gift to us. It's a song for the dark nights of the soul. It shows us that it's possible to start in the depths of "How long, O Lord?" and end with the triumphant song, "He hath dealt bountifully with me." It's a journey from despair to deliverance, from sorrow to singing, all through the power of honest, persistent faith. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this incredible psalm. I hope it has encouraged you, wherever you may find yourself on this journey. If you found this helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. May you find strength and hope in Him today. God bless.